That was not a cop. That was somebody who was telling me that that toll lane that I went through doesn't fucking work. They actually had, you could see, they use Linux, but you could see the bootloader was like failed. Some kernel shit. And I noticed too late.
Lanes.
Okay, time to get raped. Time to get raped by a toll. I have my Easy Pass is in meme car version 1. For those of you wondering why I don't have an Easy Pass. It takes 7 to 14 days for them to get you an Easy Pass, and I didn't feel like waiting 2 weeks to visit my dad. So my Easy Pass is in my other vehicle. Anything beats Florida, though. In Florida, they don't take credit or cash. They literally only take exact change. So it takes forever to get a Sun Pass in Florida, and they want exact change. Like, exact change. Which is a giant meme. So I just paid a toll 2 miles ago, and now I'm paying another toll here. I don't know if there's an app for Easy Pass, so I'm being a schmuck and I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. I'm registered with Easy Pass, but I don't know if I go through that lane without it. They said that they fee you, and the last time I got fined. I got fined $50. So one of the people subscribed said that I could go through the Easy Pass lane even if I don't have the transponder, so long as I have so long as my license plate is registered with Easy Pass. But I don't want to figure out at $50 times 5 or 10 different fines whether or not I'm being trolled by my live chat. You may not be trolling me, but the cost of being trolled, if I am being trolled, which is very likely given my audience, is that I come home to $500 in fines and tolls, which is not something I feel like doing. That's not in the cards for me. Paul is also streaming. Paul and everybody else who works here, they're not fully comfortable with the whole streaming thing, so if we could all just shower them with some positivity and be thankful and happy at the fact...
Insert card or pay cash.
I know, you want money, you fuck.
Remove card quickly.
Fuck you.
Processing. Please wait.
I don't want to wait.
Thank you.
0 to 60 in 4 seconds. Holy shit.
Continue straight for 50 minutes to cash lanes.
Fuck me, that's a lot of rain. Whoa. Whoa, why did I leave the window open? I opened the window to pay the toll and this is what happens. That's hysterical. Oh, that was funny. That was honestly funny. Excuse me, that was funny. It starts raining right as I need to lift my window up after the toll. Okay, that's kind of funny. What would have made them unable to handle it? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who they is, and I don't know what it is. Too many pronouns. This is now Autopilot, yes. I turn off Autopilot when I stop for the tolls. I just got soaked. That was funny. Look, the rain is gone. Why is the rain gone? Because Lewis paid his toll. Because Lewis paid his toll. Oh, that was good. I honestly needed that because it was... I could use a shower. I appreciate the shower I just got. Are you kidding? You think I'm going to trust this fucking piece of shit to stop at a toll booth? Hell no. It'll probably drive through it and then I'll have a $10,000 fine and I'll have to come back here to go to court. Hell no. I'm not trusting this car to stop at a toll booth. There are certain things I trust it with. I'll trust it with my life, but I'm not going to trust it with a toll booth. Wait. I think I had that backwards there for a second. Paul is doing better on viewers than you are. Well, Paul's a more charismatic guy. But no, in all seriousness, the other people who work here, they're not exactly as comfortable going on camera. So if they're doing a good job, please give them some positivity. Let them know that you're happy that they're doing the board repair videos. Let them know that that you appreciate what they're doing. They're doing a decent job. If you like the stream, really do let them know. I let them know, but it means something different coming from you, the viewer, than it does coming from me, the manager. What state are you in? I'm in beautiful, gorgeous Hammond, Indiana. This is Hammond, Indiana. Honestly, I'm happy to be in any part of Indiana as long as I'm not driving through Gary again. Gary, Indiana, nope. You have your seat height adjuster fixed. No, my appointment for that is on the 30th. All the cool kids are in the left lane. Here I am in the right lane. Inverted chip to PCB with no pads. Is it the sensor chip on the side of the A1706 that people always knock off? Let me guess. Sensor IC on the right or left side of the wing on the A1706 or A1706 board. Yeah, left lane, baby. Left lane. Left lane, baby. Oh, drive me left lane. Drive me. Oh. Let's piss off some YouTube chat viewers. Yes, left lane. When they say that YouTube leans right wing, I get it. When I see how mad people get when I drive in the left lane, man, they're right. That New York Times article and how right wing, how right biased YouTube is, man, I get it. I get it. I get it. Drive in the middle. There is no middle. There's a left and there's a right. If I drive in the middle, I'm driving on the line. Which honestly, after you saw some of the previous Illinois drivers, that's probably not out of culture for the locals, but that's not something I feel comfortable doing. That's not something I feel comfortable doing. That's not something I'm going to do. Don't tell me what to do, Thomas Kitchen. I think I have that on here somewhere. I'm in the mood for some Final Fantasy. XD, read the pinned comment on my last video. You don't read chat. You have a laptop that is tethered to cell phone internet that has a chat window open that then has accessibility features for blind people turned on or something, and then it will read it to you. No call, no text, no rec. No reading. The downside of this is that everything you type, and I really don't like saying this during stream, everything that you type in that chat gets read into a hands-free Bluetooth in my ear. I don't like knowing that people have that power over me because they don't use it for good. They often use that for evil. It's not really that complicated. You open a chat window, you have it read the chat window to you, and you use a Bluetooth sound device. go. Some Final Fantasy 9. Okay, what part of Final Fantasy is this? Let's see. How fast are you going? I'm going 64 miles an hour. Saying my wipers are doing nothing because you have a 144p pixelated view of my windshield. But I will turn on the wipers. So we have a lane Karen and now we have a wiper Karen. I'll manually tap it to turn it on and off as the drizzle gets larger to make you happy. You see what I do for you viewers? Okay, which part of Final Fantasy is this? Let's see. Who knows? Who knows? You Raz, now I remember why I got rid of you. Now I remember why I got rid of that jackass. Final Fantasy IX, but what part of Final Fantasy IX? Now I have annoying drizzle on the window. I don't like, go out of here. No drizzle. It was probably for a good reason though. Can we admit? Okay, this is Estogaza. Estogaza. Most people don't remember this part of Final Fantasy, but it's one of my favorites in the Final Fantasy music collections. Okay, we're gonna do another one. But you gotta do better this time, because I'm disappointed. Alright? Ready? What part of Final Fantasy is this? Hello, Drew Boy. How are you? What part of Final Fantasy is this? Yes, I did, JC. Thank you. Options menu? What the hell's wrong with you people? Oh, come on! This is the best part of Final Fantasy IX. What part of Final Fantasy IX is this? And don't Shazam it. No fucking cheating. By the way, yes, this whole Bluetooth shit, obviously that is a lot of annoying work, but I want to see if I can pioneer a new genre. A new genre. Because what I often do while I'm on long car rides is I noticed I talk to myself. My dad also noticed that I talk to myself. Or that, so I figured, what if I just found a way to monetize that conversation? To piss you off, Nikolai. That's exactly why I do it. I do it to piss you off. Nobody guessed it. Okay, this is Terra. This is Terra. No, the phone is streaming. I don't want to use up my tethered data. The stream is paused, but the chat window stays open. Karen number 3 is Nikolai Tomov. Terra. Wait, oh, come on, Andy. That's fucked up. No. No, no, no. Not terrible. My car actually wants to go back into the left lane. It's asking me right now. It wants me to confirm another lane change. It wants me to go into the left lane. Avery, I answered that question 90 seconds ago, so unfortunately I can't answer it again. If I do, I'll lose my mind. What you say gets read into my ear. Don't abuse it. I swear, if one of you copies and pastes some sort of Richard Stallman GNU Linux copy pasta, I will find you. And I will have Autopilot run you over. And I won't get in trouble for it, because it won't be me doing it, it'll be Autopilot. So they'll send Elon to jail. My car longs for the left lane. It longs for it. Fine. It keeps asking me. It's like, I'm out of the left lane. I want to be there. And I have it set to avoid left. There's a setting. Leave fast lane, yes or no. And I set it to yes. Leave the passing lane. But it always has to be in it. It likes this lane. It feels comfortable and home in this lane. Cheers, Lewis. Just send a cheer to Paul. Why, thank you. This is Radar Plus Camera. You're calling about my car's extended warranty? Well, that's something I'm used to hearing in my ear a lot. That's something I'm actually used to getting spammed with.
In 1 mile, take exit 21 on the right onto Interstate 94 toward Detroit.
Wait a second. So you want me to take an exit on the right, but you just put me in the left lane? You dumbass. You dumb effing car. Take this exit on the right. It literally says that as it asks me to go in the left lane. You're adorable. Rasho, where are you? Where are you, Rasho?
Now take exit 21 on the right.
Oh, dear God. Another toll. Another toll. Ayo, Bishop. Oh, just... Hello. You take credit or just cash?
I take both.
Okay. I only have a 50. Thank you so much. You have a nice day, man. Oh my God. Oh, they never get sold. I don't trust Elon when I'm going into a turn. I'll turn it on when I'm going straight. There's an extent to which I trust
In
Elon.
500 feet, take the Interstate 94 east exit on the left toward
Let
Detroit.
me go. Stop tailgating me, you fuck. Alright, there we go.
Now take the Interstate 94 east exit on the left.
That's all I asked for. Was it that hard? Sometimes people are more territorial over their spot than Mr. Clinton is over his, over someone going into his spot in the closet in the apartment. It's really weird. I don't get it. That's what I missed about this. I missed about this car while I had the Sentra. When someone doesn't let me make a turn and they speed up as I go to make my turn because they see me put my signal on, I can just blaze past them and not care. Hi, Louis Lossman. What is this shit? Not. Okay. Back to bumper traffic. That was a Chicago turn right there, Autopilot. Not cool. The instant torque is the best. That is so hollow. Who's the hiring manager at Rossman Repair? This is weird because I have to remember the comments because they're read in order. So if I miss one, I have to remember it to comment on it. The water bottle on the steering wheel is something I've done, and I'll explain why I do it. I don't do that to not pay attention. I do it because this car is very passive aggressive. So if you don't touch the wheel enough, I had this conversation with Jessa. But if you touch the wheel, but you touch it too much, let's say the car is trying to make a turn and you're holding on to it because you actually want to hold on to the wheel. If it feels resistance, it goes, oh, resistance? Okay, fine, you drive. It keeps autopilot on, which is the cruise control, but turns off auto steer. So you're in the middle of a turn and you're about to smash into a barricade at 60 miles an hour. If you touch it too little, it goes, oh, clearly you're not paying enough attention to me. Auto steer off, and then again, autopilot stays on, or the cruise control stays on, smashes you into a barricade at 70 miles an hour, but the steering turns off. So you have to touch it just right. Like if you have to touch it just right for it to not screw you. So I would be all for disabling that shit because I know I'm going to pay attention to the road. Even if I'm not paying attention to the road, let's hypothetically assume that I don't pay any attention to the road at all. I'd rather the car steer for me than me. So for instance, let's say a driver falls asleep. Who do you trust more to drive a car? Elon Autopilot? Sleeping driver. I trust the car with AI and cameras and radar and a computer and a program more than I trust a driver who's fallen asleep. So I believe that this whole thing where it disables a lot of the car, I'm sorry, that was just the most ridiculous set of bumper stickers I've ever seen in my life. Wow. Anyway. Yeah, so there's this thing where if you're not paying attention, it turns off auto steer, but not autopilot. That's insane. That's just Karening. That's being passive aggressive. It's, well, you have to find a way to punish them for not paying attention to the road. Yeah, by killing them and the drivers around them? That's fucking idiotic. But that's the way it works. So the failure system in this car, firstly, the thing you have to understand is that there's two different things. There's autopilot, which is automated cruise control. That's the thing that, that keeps it going forward, but stops going forward if the car in front of you stops. It's cruise control, adaptive cruise control, that's what it's called. It's adaptive cruise control. And then you have auto steer, which keeps you in your lane. So it steers for you. So as the road steers, it changes. If the car notices that you're not paying attention, what it does is it turns off auto steer, but it keeps you going at the speed you were before. So for instance, see how we're kind of turning around here? It's like a minor right. We're just making a minor right. if it thinks you're not paying attention, it will stop making this right, but it will keep going 60 miles an hour and crash you into that barricade over there. That's Karening. So that's a bunch of Karens coming together and saying, well, you have to come up with a way. You have to find some way to punish the driver that's not paying attention. And my argument is, by what? By killing him? Okay, so he wasn't paying attention. He wasn't paying attention. So you're going to come up with a deterrent to not paying attention, because if people don't pay attention, it's unsafe. And your deterrent to people not paying attention, which is you're doing to keep them safe, is having the car programmed to do a fundamentally unsafe thing, which is drive them 70 miles an hour into their death. Asinine. Absolutely asinine. Now, what you could do, here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. If I were the programmer, here's what I would do. I would, if you're not paying attention, continue steering the car, turn on the hazard lights, slow down. Shouldn't you be alerting the people around you that the car has someone inside of it that's not paying attention? Shouldn't you alert other people that they're a hazard? I think that you should be alerting people around you that there's a hazard. So what I would do is, if you turn off auto steer in the car because the driver's not paying attention, if the car thinks you're not paying attention, first thing it should do, turn on those hazard lights. Second thing it should do, keep auto steer on so that you don't drift into the next lane, so that you don't hit a barricade. Third thing it should do, slow down the car. And obviously make some sort of loud, obnoxious alarm noise to wake them up. But the way that it deals with a situation where the driver, it believes the driver is not paying attention, to me, is obnoxious, horrible, wrong, and just a complete passive-aggressive Karen, in my opinion. It's not about the alertness sensors. It's what does the car do when it senses you're not alert? What Tesla does is, let's drive you 60 miles an hour without steering assist to your death. What I think it should do, turn on hazard lights, keep auto steer on, and slow down so that at least the cars behind you, once they see the hazard lights, they'll know something's wrong. Once you slow down, they'll know that they should pass you, and hopefully at that point the car has alarmed you. Now, keep in mind, this car, I don't know, what is it, like, how many volts is the battery? Like, I don't know, 1,000 volt battery, 120 volt, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is. There's enough voltage in this car battery that you could shock the shit out of the person that's not paying attention. So I say what you do is do what they do with the electric chair. You make the chair shock the living fuck out of the driver so that the driver wakes up. That's an idea right there. Make the driver see an electric chair. That'll teach people not to pay attention. I'm in danger. But that's the thing, if that brings out more Karens, then what you do is you put a Karen detector in the car. And if someone starts Karening in the car, you just send some, 480 volts of DC to them. And then they'll stop being a Karen. That building collapse, I'm really curious what caused it. Was that caused, I heard it was salt erosion or something like that. Let's just, it makes me not want to live or go into tall buildings by the shore in Florida. Can someone give me a bit of explain like I'm 5 as to what caused that building collapse in Florida? I'm very curious because I'm ignorant in that area. I don't know anything about that stuff. Years ago, an inspector saw major structural damage. And what? What happened after that? So they saw structural damage, so they told everybody to leave, right? JC, so you and Zoltan appear to agree on something, which means that I don't have to fact check that, right? Because if you and Zoltan, if an anti-Tesla guy and a Tesla fanboy agree on something, there's a good chance it's true. Also, there's a giant truck next to me, so we're going to prepare for the car to try an auto brake, phantom brake, I mean. Also, by the way, whoever gave $14.99, I just wanted to say thank you so much for covering my toll. That was not necessary, not expected, but highly appreciated. In car, you're gonna, no. Okay, that's bad. See, that's bad. You're not supposed to lane change into a truck. You don't lane change into a truck. Very bad meme car. Bad meme car. No autopilot. I don't trust it. Okay. Car just tried to lane change into a truck. No. This is where 360 cam would have come in very handy. But I don't have 360 cam up right now. I wish I did. Oh my god, I wish I had 360 cam. You tried to lane change into a truck, you piece of... Safety assist, not full self-driving. Never call this shit full self-driving. That was something else. Lane change into a truck. Erica aged to the end. She turned 33. That's what happened to Erica on her birthday. She turned 33. Give me a minute or two to recover from my car's AI trying to smash me into a truck. Okay. Not letting you make a lane change? Fuck that. No, okay, you know what? Let's see. Will you do it again? Good. No lane change. I can't believe people think you broke up with Erica on her birthday in a satire video. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Again, it's the thing, JC, that you have to understand is it's a YouTube comment section. So you're not that's not the top of the barrel. Stop asking a stupid question, please. I know they say there's no such thing as a stupid question, but some questions are stupid. Avery, I switched to AT&T. Verizon was garbage. Back in the day, Verizon was much better than AT&T, but things really seem to have changed. I've noticed this the more I travel the country. Gentlemen, we are in the great state of Indiana. And my car wants to switch into the left lane again. Should I let it? Should I let it go in the left lane? We'll put it to a vote. The yeses win. We're in Michigan City, Indiana. Whoa. There's a little house over there that looks like it's 300 years old. In the middle of absolute nowhere. It has a telephone line going to it. Somebody was kind enough to run that guy a telephone line. Yes, up into cloud, but I'm just not going to go next to that building along the beach. That taught me a lesson. I saw people were blaming Ron DeSantis for what happened to that building. Can anybody in some way explain to me how Ron DeSantis at fault for what happened to that building? I'm not saying he is or isn't, I'm just curious. So everybody seems to agree that they brought up to the building owners that there was serious, or association, that there were serious structural issues with that building a long time ago. Because on 7th Street and 3rd Avenue, on 7th Street and 3rd Avenue in New York City, or was it 2nd? Yeah, no, I think it was 2nd Avenue. I forget if it was 2nd or 3rd Avenue. I think it was 2nd. Yeah, 2nd Avenue and 7th Street. There is a giant crater where a building used to be. Like, I mean, do I blame Cuomo for that? Not really. Again, I don't like Andrew Cuomo. This should be obvious from many of the videos that I did. Me putting up banners saying vote for Larry, consider Larry Sharp. The videos I do on Cuomo in general. I don't like him. I really don't. But I find it really difficult for me to blame him for the illegal shit that was going on 7th Street and 2nd Avenue that led to that building exploding. You know, it's a lot of, it's a big reach. It's a big reach. Yeah, Sonia, at that point, you'd have to condemn the building, and if you condemn the building, you lose all the revenue from it, and you lose your entire investment. So I can imagine how someone would think, okay, maybe some wishful thinking will get the building to still work. But that's not a good thing at all. I kind of wonder what I would do in that situation. And, it's probably really easy for me to say that I would do the moral thing. That I, Louis Rossman, would most certainly take the moral stance and condemn the building, tell everybody they gotta go, I'm really sorry. Oh bad, so sad. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna replace, I know you paid $500K for this property, I'm gonna give you $500K from my bank account out of the goodness of my heart for you to buy another one. I don't know how that works. Like, how does that even work? How do you deal with that situation? I get it, you bought an apartment in a building, but it's somebody else's building, or is it partially your building, or like, how does that even work? How does that actually work? Trust it most of the time, Sean. And here's the thing: if Autopilot kills me and there's a giant crash, you'll be you'll have a front row seat. Okay, I got out of the left lane, and look what it wants me to do. It wants me to go back in the left lane. Sam, that was a good meme. I don't know what I would do if I was him in that position. That would be awkward. Whoa, stay in your lane, you fucking Audi. I saw that. Did you guys see that? That Audi was driving on the line. No. Bad Audi. Bad Audi. No, left lane is for Teslas, according to the AI. You're incorrect. You think the left lane is for passing. The left lane is for Teslas. That's what this AI thinks. And good luck trying to tell it otherwise. I'm trusting it near guardrails a little bit more than before because now I get that it's passive aggressive and it doesn't want it. It wants me to touch the steering wheel, but it doesn't want me to touch the steering wheel when it's making a turn. So it's like, I can do this on my own, man. Okay, now it wants to go in the passing lane again. Okay, here, I'll put you in the Tesla lane. Are you nuts? Are you seriously nuts, Tesla? Are you out of your fucking mind? Yeah. I'm not even... It wants to leave the passing lane going at that speed to go into a lane where the cars are completely stopped, and it doesn't want to slow down at all for that. What a... That's the Tesla thing to do. I'm going to try to do better at explaining my thought process when these things occur rather than just curse and go... It's difficult there. So the car wanted to leave the passing lane where it had a lot more clearance. It had a lot more room to come to a more natural stop, to make a right to go into the middle lane where the truck was completely stopped way ahead of the other cars in the left lane, and it didn't want to stop at all. Okay. Safety assist, not full self-driving. Safety assist. Safety assist. Don't let Elon let Elon trick you into thinking this is F as a D. I don't understand how these things keep happening with no one seeing them coming. Well, I mean, did not people see it coming if they said 3 years ago that the foundation of the building needed a lot of work? But honestly, what are you supposed to do in that situation? Would you rather drive Ford Focus, Dodge Challenge, Tesla Roadkill, or Renault Logan Paul? Okay, that's kind of funny. Don't you just love Autopilot? It keeps you on the edge of your seat. I'll be honest, it definitely makes the driving experience more exhilarating. It definitely makes the drive. It requires that you pay attention. What version of Autopilot are you running? How do I figure out what let's see. If you tell me how to tell where to find that, I'll find it as long as I'm fully stopped. Looks like I'm on 10.2, April 8, 2021.4.18.2. Whatever that is. This is a radar model. This is from early March 2021. I think the manufacturing date of this car was March 10th of this year. Yeah, I got squeaky windows from using my windows while it was raining. Now it's wet in there. Thank you, Alan. Uraz, I have. Never can. I did the last time and I did not eat a thing. Horrible.
In 1 mile, take exit 40A on the right onto US 20 East, US 35 South toward LaPorte, South Bend.
Indiana. Land of Mike Pence. South Bend, land of Mayor Pete and Mike Pence. Real now, Reading, Pennsylvania. Reading, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. Erica and I, how did we meet? How did we meet? Oh, how much trouble will I get in for answering this? How much trouble will I get in for answering this question? I did a video 2 or 3 years ago where I was actually so mad at Apple for something that they said to Vice or somebody like that I think my face was red, and I was making a joke about my general unattractiveness it was like a self-deprecating joke. And I think in the self-deprecating joke, I said, "Can you believe I'm single?" And after that, she commented on the video, and I commented with my email, and she actually emailed. And she told me about herself, and she said, "I'm unfortunately ... enter a Mac user." I'll always remember that. That was April 2nd, 2019, and I remember exactly what she said in her email. And I can't read the whole thing to you, but I remember exactly what she said in her email. And I remember the date, too. And then a month, we started talking on the phone. And a month and a half later, I met her in Hawaii. I have a memory that's good enough to remember every single day. Okay, this is where I'm really get in trouble. So a lot of you have been asking me, why did I accept this car in this condition, since I know Tesla's build quality sucks? And I've been hesitant to say this because I'm going to get into a bunch of shit, but this should be fun. How do I put this? I'm trying to figure out how I put this. You know what? I'm going to decide. Well, you know what? I'm going to give myself a little bit of time to decide if I want to answer that question. Because it has to do with my memory and Erica and something that I'm not... yeah. We'll make a decision about that in an hour or so.
Now take exit 40
Too late
on
for
the
that.
right.
Too late for that. I was thinking of how much trouble I'm going to be in, so I didn't take my exit. I'll think about it later. Too much trouble I get into. I forgot her birthday!
Turn right onto West US Highway 20.
I forgot her birthday! So I'm filling out the fucking paperwork right before I have to accept the car.
Toward Michigan City. Now take exit 40B on the right. In 1,000 feet, take the Interstate 94.
I'm filling it out,
right,
and I ask for what the date is, and the guy says June 19th, and I go, fuck! Because she's right next to me, it's like 3 in the afternoon, and I totally fucking forgot it was her birthday. And then I went to look at the car, and no part of my brain at that point was thinking about the car. Rather, I was thinking about how much I fucked up by forgetting my damn girlfriend's birthday. That was horrible.
Now take
I felt so shitty.
West ramp on the right.
I felt so shitty. I can't tell you how shitty I felt there. But yeah, I remember every single word of the first email that she sent me. Every single word of her first email.
Take exit 48.
And I remember the date and time that she sent it. And I remember the first YouTube comment she made. But I forgot her birthday. And I'm thinking to myself, fuck, where do I take her? Fuck, what do I do? Fuck, come up with something romantic. And then I just drive the car, and then the guy at Tesla actually fucked up putting the license plate in my car. I shit you, I gotta take a picture of this, by the way. You gotta see this. They could not put a license plate on. They could not put a license plate on. They couldn't put a license plate on. This is a really strange little detour I'm taking because I missed one exit. And when I came back, I'm just thinking about how fucked I'm going to be because I forgot my girlfriend's birthday, that I looked at the car. I actually looked at it. I looked through the whole thing, but my brain wasn't on while I was looking at the car because I had this like cold feeling in the back of my neck about how fucked I am that I forgot my girlfriend's birthday. I think I'm going in a circle. Yeah. She's gonna punch you in the pee-pee bus. Yeah, 100%. She's in Hawaii though, so I'm hoping that by the time she finds out that I forgot her birthday, that she'll be able to kind of like calm down from it without me being in the room because she's 5,000 miles away. So perhaps now's the best time to put it. Yeah. I know. I suck. I'm a shitty boyfriend. Shitty boyfriend. I have a bad memory in general. Like my memory is made for like, PP-Bus G3 hot is 12.56 volts when the SMC is on, but 12.23 volts when it's off. I can recite the motherboard numbers forwards and backwards for every single model. I can tell you what LED driver they use. I can tell you in order what the model screens are that go into each machine. And I did that while I was driving to Virginia. But I forgot her birthday. To be fair, last year I also forgot my own birthday. My stepmom sent me a message saying happy birthday, and I'm like, what is this for? Oh shit, it's my birthday. But I forget those things very easily. Why am I behind a very slow truck? I guess this is punishment. This is my punishment. It's okay. I accept my punishment. My punishment is I get to stay in this lane going 5 miles an hour. I deserve it. I deserve it. There are these nice, because we're in La Porte, Indiana. Some nice little houses over here. I see some American flags, some Ford F-150s, more Ford F-150 to my left. Lots of pickup trucks, pickup truck, pickup truck, pickup truck. America! I like this section of Indiana. I kind of do. I like it more than Gary. I don't really have much to compare it to in Indiana. For me, pretty much anything that's not Gary, I will say is nice. You have a feeds, fresh meat and produce. You get your fresh meat and produce right there. You have a nice giant fucking 5-10 acre backyard. Who can argue with that? You got another pickup truck. Don't you dare. Good little SUV. My car actually slowed down. Autopilot slowed down. I don't think it trusted that SUV to stop. I like that. It thought about my safety. Good little meme car. Good little meme car. I went to see my dad up in the cloud. I am at 70%. This is truly an iPhone mode. It doesn't even give you miles. I have it set to percent. 246 miles, but that's Tesla miles. Those aren't real miles. I had the car at around 330 miles when I started the stream. Now we're at 246. I miss Swagger. I like that little doggy. That dog is so effing cute. Man, I miss that dog. Did you get a new Tesla to replace the Smash one? I got a demo model because I didn't feel like waiting 9 or 13 weeks for a car.
In 1 mile, turn right onto North State Road 39.
Also, hello, Kapil. This is a nice little road over here. Actually, I gotta take a piss. So if there's a... Is there any place that's... Nah, I'll just wait till the next stop. I'm not gonna stop in the shoulder of the road just to take a piss. Not worth the danger. I'll probably change my mind on that half an hour from now. I am retired from fixing boards, you raz. Niagara Falls is a really long way out of the way. If I were to take the no toll route, I could go through the Niagara Falls area, but that's It adds like 2 or 3 hours to the trip. Probably should have taken the scenic route. Okay, we're not going to trust Autopilot for this. I'm not trusting you to make a turn. Actually, looks like a lovely place to pee, actually. You know what? Can we stop streaming to piss? I'll stop streaming to piss. Yeah, why not? There we go. I think that's exactly what I'll do. My dad told me this when I was very young. He said, Lewis, there's lots of problems that you can ignore in life and hope that they get better later. There's lots of problems where, you think that if you just wait, it'll go away. Having to piss is not one of them.
Now turn right onto North State Road 39.
Having to piss is one of those problems that never gets better with time. It actually gets worse with time, 100% of the time. And that stuck with me, and I remember it to this day. Having to piss. There's no dead people there. Truck, don't turn left. Good truck. There's a barn
In
sale.
1,000 feet, turn left to take the ramp.
There's a barn sale. Whoa. That's something you don't see every day in New York City. A barn sale.
Now turn left to take the ramp.
Nobody up ahead. There's a bit of a hilly road. I don't truck. All right. Stop ahead and get a ticket. I don't want to get a ticket.
In 500 feet, take the Interstate 80 East ramp on the left toward Ohio.
I don't want to get a ticket. No. I don't want to get a ticket. But I guess I... I'm guessing this computer had Unix reboot on it too. Tolls are obsolete, quantum dot. Taxes are supposed to pay for the roads. Hi! I love you too! The honking is not going to make it better. Everybody has this impression of New Yorkers that they're negative, horrible people. So he sees my New York plates, but when he honks, I respond with, I love you too. I want him to know that we care. That's here for ticket. There's no fucking ticket. Oh. Here we go. Ticket.
Take your ticket. Thank you.
Now take the Interstate 80 eastbound on the left.
These toll booth machines, they really do look like they have not been serviced in like 30 years. Like they're all dirty and beat up looking and fucked up looking and scratched, and even print out tickets on paper that looks messed up. It's just, it's just so fucking sad. Guy behind me is tailgating me. I'm not gonna go fast on a turn. Here we go. You guys ready? Are you guys ready? 1, 2. Holy shit. Okay, enough of that. Engage hyperdrive mode. Fucking hyperdrive mode right there. Quantum, that's not the point. The point is people say, without paying for this, where would you get the road from? If the road is a toll, I get it if it's a private road. I mean, if it's a private road, by all means, build. Highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Imagine if Autobahn every 5 miles to pay a toll. It's the fairest system. You use it, you pay for it. You already paid for it. You paid for it. They took 40% of your salary, bro. When you look at your paycheck, and instead of getting $1,200, you get like 800 something. You paid for it. Not only do you pay for it there, where your $1,200 paycheck turns into an $800-something paycheck, you pay for it again when that $800 that you actually get is worth way less next year than it is this year. when your country devalues the dollar to the point where housing prices go up at a rate faster than your salary. There are many houses in the United States that make $100,000 a year.
In 1 mile, take the South Newt Rockney Plaza exit on the right.
Wait, you want me to take an exit on the right, but you're putting me in the left lane? That has to be a meme. That has to. I love how as she's reading to me, you need to be in the right lane, it switches to the left lane. That's a meme right there. Deldranov lives in a fantasy world there. Don't get me wrong, I don't blame you. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, fuck you, Autopilot. You're being dumb. That's really dumb.
Now take the South Newt Rockney Plaza exit on the right.
I really don't understand why you put me in the left lane to make a right lane.
In 500
exit, but-
feet, bear left. Then you will arrive at your destination.
Wait, how is this my destination? This is not my home.
Now bear left.
Are you serious? Are you
Now
serious?
you have arrived at your destination.
What are you talking about, GPS? This is not my home. Where's my homeland? Where is New York City? Bro! Am I missing something? Where's my home? Mr. Clinton! Mr. Clinton! Mr. Clinton! Oh, I see what it is. They have chargers here. I have 230 miles of range though. Why do you want me to charge here? Okay, so there's this experimental feature where apparently what they do is they tell you where you can charge on your trip, right? I have 231 miles of range left. So why would you... What? Really, Elon? Don't get me wrong, I know you're lying on your range. I know 100% that Elon is lying on his range. You lie about the size of your range like you probably lie about the size of your dick to the girls half your age that you impregnate. But what is... I have 231 miles left. Really? 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 Okay. Zoltan says 230 miles is 5%. Alright, fine, fuck it, I'll charge. Let's see if there's something I can get to eat here. I'm kind of hungry, I'll be honest with you. Maybe the car knew that I was hungry. You know what? I'll charge. What the hell? I'll get myself something to eat. Let's see if we can get myself something to eat here. What the hell? Oh, can't argue with it. Can't argue with this shit. There's something to eat here. Why are you questioning the wisdom of Elon Musk? Elon knows best. Man, that shit is such a meme, I swear to God. Excuse me. Alright, let's see, is there gonna be any health food here? Any healthy food? Any healthy food in rural Indiana? Okay, let's see. This is Indiana. That's cool. And Mike Pence. There's no way in it. Sorry, man. Let me get that for you. Yep. No mask. Me either. Oh, they got salad. Baked ziti is 890 calories? Holy fuck. Ziti with chicken is 1220 calories. Bro, what are you putting, look what steroids are you putting in the chicken? No worries. Okay, let's see over here. Maybe there's something healthy to eat over here. Nope. Nope. That's a 7-Eleven. This is a food desert. Starbucks. I'm in a desert. Yeah. Something. What do we got over here? Probably use diesel to cook the food. Could we have Lunchables? I'll be honest, this seems like the healthiest thing here. Alright, we're gonna go back to Sbarro. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Garlic breadsticks.
Do I order from Verge over here too?
Yeah, here.
They have, stuff on the side like
Okay. Oh, it's a kiosk? Oh.
Hi,
What's that?
it's a pepperoni stromboli.
Sounds interesting. Thank you. You know what? I think I'll have my protein shake in the car and starve. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, let's go back to here. As you get more desperate, maybe you'll find something. No worries.
Maybe you could grab.
Thank you so much.
Scan that. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. Easy. $7.70. Yes. I'm all closed up pretty much for the day, sir.
I just want coffee.
I'm all out. Did you want maybe something from the cooler?
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, sir.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. You have a good day. Take this. I guess that's in Indiana for you. They're out of stock of coffee. That's funny. That's crazy. Bullshit, you can't see my credit card is 144p. You got me, Elon, you got me, Elon. What do we have here? Can you please connect to Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi at a rest stop, at a truck rest stop in rural Indiana. You think that Wi-Fi will give better quality at a truck stop in rural Indiana? That is adorable. That is so cute. How do I open this egg? I'm trying to figure out how to open this without a sticking tool. Should have my keys in my pocket. Use that. Okay. I've opened it with my key. Oh, they give you some salt with the egg? I'm not fucking around with public Wi-Fi. I'm at a rest stop trying to eat a Starbucks egg. Hell no. You get what you get. You're lucky I picked the camera up for you. Look at that's what I'm eating. You don't carry a utility knife. No, I carry my keys. It actually ain't that bad. Okay, the egg, honestly, I'll give the egg a I give that egg a 7.5 out of 10. I'm serious. The crackers are going to be all carbs, so I'm probably going to skip on the cracker. That's some good Gouda cheese. Yeah, 30 grams of carbohydrates. That's all in the cracker. So we're going to say no to the cracker, but I'll say yes to the peanut butter here. Unless it's high in carbs. Total carbs 3 grams. All right, 3 grams of carbs, I'll take that. I'll actually put this on the egg or the cheese. You have a Burger King there, what are you doing? Nah, not up to Burger King. Thank you, Up in the Cloud. I really appreciate that. Not bad. What was that? Dried apple and apricot. I tried to open this thing and I give up. I'm too weak. I can't figure out how to open the peanut butter. That cracker sucks.
Where's Brandon?
Right there. But I'm going to run back to it.
Reminds me of New York. It's all full and nobody changes it.
Alright, go here.
just like New York.
Our work and ready to go.
Sorry, man.
That's okay.
That's adorable. Everybody has to put this shit up. Everybody has to put that up so they can stay in business. But nobody actually does it. Nobody does it. Indiana. 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 Leave me alone, raindrops. Raindrops. Raindrops keep falling on my windshield. Raindrops keep falling on my windshield. Rain affects autopilot on navigate on autopilot. It doesn't let you use navigate on autopilot, which is where it takes exits for you automatically and does lane changes automatically if it's raining hard. But otherwise, I don't notice much. It's supposed to have radar and also ultrasonic sensors to help it when the weather is bad. Hi Tesla, is there any reason you want to make a right lane change while there's a giant truck over there? go in front of these two trucks. That will be the end of it. Like Sonya. At some point on my road trip, I would be open to buying Sonya dinner. We got to meet JP. That was fun. Getting dinner with JP was fun. JP was a cool guy. Point taken, JC. That's done, NZK. That's it. Just enjoying the open road. That's a John Deere tractor on that getting towed. Autopilot, you completely forgot about leaving the left lane, didn't you? Be honest now. You totally forgot. I put in the settings to leave the left passing lane, and you don't want to, do you? You think this is a Tesla lane. I'm headed east, Kitty Straight. I am heading east on 475. Or am I? Maybe. I'm on I-80 East. I'm on I-80, not on 5475. I'm on crack. Never mind. Michael, it depends on the model, the year. Like for 60%, 70%, 80%, 100% charge. Many factors. Oh, north takes me to Canada. I don't want to go to Canada. Find a wild Linus, an AVE. I don't know if I'll be driving in winter. Now it misses the left lane and wants it back. I gotta say that Starbucks egg was better than I was expecting. Jersey plates there. We're in New Carlisle, Indiana. New Carlisle, Indiana. South Bend, Indiana. Mayor Pete! Mayor Pete. What is the gas mileage of a truck like that when it's filled with stuff? Like when you fill that up with all the shit that you want to put in it. I guess it's kind of like asking how long is a piece of string. Well, the thing about charging the electric car is 90% of the time you spend is getting from like 0 to 60%. Then you spend like the rest of the 5%. Whoa, what the fuck? EPA wants a word with you, bro. So the car, okay, getting from 0 to 60% is like 80% of the time that you spend charging. Getting the car from 60 to 80% is the other 30, is like another 10% of the time you spend charging. Getting from 80% to 100% is like, that takes forever. So it really depends. Like, if you want to go from 0 to 60%, that's really fast. You want to go from 60 to 80%, that takes some time. You want to go from 80 to 100%, that takes forever. It's the same thing with an electric bike. Like going from, it's the exact same thing with my electric bike. If you're using fast charging, if you're charging at, like, if I charge my bike at 2 amps, obviously it's the same the entire way through. But if I tell my bike, here, take 15 or 20 amps of charging, it's only going to take that in the beginning. And then towards the end, it starts to taper off, and then it's at constant voltage rather than constant current. We're in South Bend, Indiana. South Bend, Indiana. South Bend, Indiana. South Bend, Indiana. And my car is phantom braking because it's scared of that truck to my right. But it corrected itself without me doing anything. Okay, I give you some credit. Also, I don't know if anybody saw that Epcot dome to my left. That was some creepy looking shit. That guy has an Indiana license plate with the flag on it. We are in Joe's Restaurant at the next exit. My next stop is 143 miles. This road really goes on for 141 miles. Okay, this is something else. That guy has the American flag. He drew the American flag in his Ford F-150 logo. So where it says F-150 on the back of the truck, he drew the American flag in it. Did you draw a shotgun next to it too? I gotta see this shit. I want to see that. Is there a shotgun next to it? Tell me there's a shotgun next to it. That would be... There's a bumper sticker, and I gotta see the freaking bumper sticker. What does your bumper sticker say? America, America. Okay. What does the bumper sticker say? The bumper sticker says Zion? What? Zion? Sedona, Zion. One of them says Sedona and the other one says Zion. What the fuck? I have no idea what that means. Probably means stay away from the truck. Non-US Americans are pretentious fucks in chat, the compiler. Sedona National Park. Okay. Sedona National Park. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. We're done looking at my Ford F-150. We can go over here. Don't let the... I've never had to wait in line to charge this car. I'm probably lucky. But again, I probably charge at weird times. Starlight, star bright. I want to see the starlight. Star bright. Uh-oh. A flatbed truck. This always triggers phantom braking. Let's see. Do you behave? I got my foot on the accelerator. I'm ready to correct. Yeah, it's fucked. Okay, it hasn't fucked up yet, but you can see in the screen that it's scared. It sees the truck like jumping all over the place. Every time it sees a flatbed truck, it fucks up radar somehow. Yeah, flatbed truck is death to radar for some reason. I wish you could see my screen. If I could use OBS for this stream and screen capture the Tesla screen, that would be awesome. Because I want you to see what that looks like. When I pass a flatbed, you could actually see how the car interprets that. That car to my left. Can anybody see that? I can't tell what brand that is, but I'm curious. What is that gentleman to my left in the white vehicle driving? It looks like a cool vehicle. just heard a giant rock hit my car. Something on the road just got smashed into the side. I just heard a giant rock go. That's gonna be fun. Oh well, such is life. Every now and then you have these pebbles in the road. Yeah, I'm gonna see that later. This has radar. I'm very curious what that was. I should honk my horn so it saves that. Okay. Now it's gonna save that particular clip. To figuring out what that noise was. Oh well. I don't know much about the boring company. I don't know much about that. It's not something I know much about. Right? Tell me that's not fucking beautiful. Tell me that that would not be an amazing relaxation. To just leave your house every day and see that. We're in Granger, Indiana. Man, I know the phone's the shitty lens and the compression from YouTube is probably messing it up. But man, that's a view right there. That's something. I know it's the middle of there. But man, whatever. To be able to go outside every day and put a stick in your little piece of land and say, this 10 acres is mine. I get why people are patriotic out here. I do. There's no way that you could go outside, see that something that looks like that is your land, and not feel patriotic and proud to live in a country where you actually get that for yourself. There's no way. There's no way. When you look outside and the sky is clear and your backyard is filled with that, it's very difficult to not be patriotic. Whereas when you live in some fucking 120-year-old dilapidated shithole falling apart building and it costs $2,600 a month for your tiny apartment, yeah, it's easy to say screw America. I admire Zoltan for staying in the chat given the amount of times I've called him a Tesla stan. Oh, that's not a rock. That's my plastic water bottle. Okay, anytime I'm making a turn, my plastic water bottle crinkles. I have a gallon water bottle in the car, a drinking water bottle. In case I'm passing through a place like Orlando, Florida, where drinking the water gives you a case of wanting to vomit. Okay, so nothing hit my car. Yay, I'm happy. Unexpected happiness right there. Roadwork 4.2 miles ahead, left lane closed. You hear that, Tesla? You gotta stop hogging the freaking lane. Alright. Well, if this lane's gonna be closed in 4 miles, once I get in front of that little car in front of me, Into my right. We will go into the right lane. Florida water is good. Oh, no, don't be a fanboy. Come on. Come on, don't be a fanboy. I mean, Tampa, kind of. Fort Lauderdale, kind of. It all tastes worse than New York water, by a long shot. But the water in Orlando, Florida, at a $200 a night Hilton hotel, made me want to vomit. I got in the bathroom, I turned on the shower, I asked Erica, is there mildew here? And she goes, no, it's coming from the water. I go to drink the water, I wanted to throw up. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. Again, you don't have Cuomo. I give you credit for that. Lower property taxes, no state income tax, some nicer people. I'll give you credit for all that, but come on, man. Your Orlando drinking water sucks. Orlando drinking water is some of the most nasty shit I've ever tried in my life. I remember it was like that when I was a kid. My parents told me that when I was a kid. We don't buy water. They wanted me to understand that they don't, that they don't buy water. But while we're here, they bought like 2 or 4 gallons of water, and they got me a thermos, and they said, drink from this, not from the tap. And I said, why? And he said, okay, fine. He doesn't believe us. Try it and see. And I tried it. Oh. Florida sucks. I've been here all my life. What don't you like about Florida, I'm curious. That's one thing I give New York City, the water. It's great. Because as a kid, I used to wonder, like, how is there a bottled water industry? Why would people pay for water? Water is free. This is insane. Or, dirt cheap if you have a house. It makes no sense to me that anybody would pay for water. And drinking the water in Orlando, Florida is like, oh, that's why. Because there are parts of the U.S. that have third world water supplies. Hey, I'll buy my own water if you won't. If you won't, tax me on my house $20,000 a year. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about the trade-off. I'll take the trade-off. I have no problem paying way less money for everything. If I'm not going to waste an additional 15 or 20 or 30 or 40K a year, I'll buy my own Dasani. I gotta make like a banana and split. Florida water means Florida man. Florida man, Florida man. Florida man, Florida man. We're in Elkhart, Indiana. Florida man. Wes, you're gonna have to go out in front of me and answer that question. I have no idea. I think it's so that I have time to enjoy my protein shake. Wait a second. Oh, son of a bitch. I got the latte one. This has caffeine in it. Oh, crap. I don't want caffeine. Yeah, too late. I hate caffeine. It gives me anxiety. Hush, meme car. Meme car, why are you veering? No veering. I saw that. I saw that, little meme car. I saw exactly what you just did, and you know what you did. Don't you, meme car? No veering into the other lane. Meme car is confused. Why are all the police in the Midwest and Florida using Dodge Chargers? Is that because that's the cheapest car with fast acceleration that you can get? Tesla, that's a really shitty time to choose a right lane change. You choose a right lane change right when you're next to a car with the hazards flashing. You mean. Newsick is correct that there's no such thing as a car company that hasn't lied to their customers. But at the same time, the level of fanboyism inherent with Tesla is just kind of weird. Like, most people I talk to are not car fanboys. I mean, they like certain cars, but they don't like the company that made the car, if that makes sense. problem with people staying in the passing lane. It's just strange when they're going under the speed limit, when the speed limit is already a slow 55 miles an hour. Thank you kindly, kaput. Thank you very much. Yo. Looks like there's something dragging underneath that truck. What is dragging underneath the truck? Seems like you have to do so much work to do road work. You have to put up all these cones and change lanes and put up speed limit signs for different speed limits. There's so much work that needs to be done before you can actually dig on the road or fill in a pothole. I wonder what the invoice cost to fill a pothole is. I'm very curious. If there was a pothole that needed to be filled on a highway, federal highway, I'm really curious. What does that big invoice look like? $5 in materials and $500 in paperwork for every pothole. I would not be surprised. I would love to buy a Toyota electric JC, but there's two issues there. The first is they don't make one. They make a hybrid, but they don't make a fully electric vehicle. When they do make a fully electric vehicle, I'd love to see it as an option. I think it would be a really cool thing to see. But the second is I don't particularly imagine that they're going to be any more right to repair friendly. I think that with this shift from gas to electric, that a lot of companies are going to put the tip in. The same way, when we switched over from desktop computing to mobile computing, how we lost a lot of freedom. Like even just stuff like not having to deal with soldered on storage. The ability to install your own bootloader, stuff like that. I think that the switch to electric is gonna be kind of like this shift in computing from desktop computing to mobile computing, or like being able to install applications, like with Apple. If you want to install an application on your desktop, they're not going to take that ability away from you. They have an app store for the desktop, but if you download a file, they're going to let you install it because people are not going to have that right taken away from them on their desktop computer. No way! But when it comes to the cell phone and the iPad, people are totally... Right, one moment, I have to take... Hello, everybody! Let's just make sure this is actually streaming before we go back to what I was talking about. That was a very kind woman from the gym near my dad in Wisconsin. I got him a 1 year of personal training 3 times a week and a 1-year gym membership. My dad he used to keep in really good shape. My dad used to, when I was like 10 or 11 years old, I'd be on my bike and he would race us, and him on the bike was faster. I mean, him running was faster than us on the bike. He was, even at 50, 55 years old, he was in much better shape than all the other dads in the neighborhood that were in their 30s. Because my dad had me late. He was 40 when he had me, and all the other dads in the neighborhood, they had their kids between 20 and 26. But when we would play, games or running or anything, he would run circles around all the other dads. The problem is that since he's had even after the first and second surgery, he did his best to keep in shape. He didn't run anymore, but he would do 20 or 25 mile walks. He would do, he would do his weightlifting and everything in the basement. Sometime around surgery number 7, he just kind of gave up. And I understand why you give up, because like you can't, like right around the time he had his knee replacements, his knees were totally fucked. So he had bone rubbing on bone. So, like the bottom part of his leg, whatever that bone is called, was rubbing on the bone for whatever the top part of his leg is. And like once your bones are literally grinding, you're not going to do exercise. So he got them all replaced, but like by the time surgery 7 came along, it's like I'm 110 pounds heavier. Everything is hard. I can't see, I can't go, I can't walk because my back hurts. My back hurts because my back muscles are weak from atrophy, combined with the fact that you're carrying an additional 110 pounds. So, and now he can't not go because I just prepaid for the entire year. So if he, so there's I changed my mind. I didn't pay for the year because I'm a good son. I paid for the year because now he can't go back on it. But he's not the type of dude to go back on it. He's the type of guy that he's going to go there 3 times a week and kick ass. So I look forward to seeing my dad again, and hopefully he's in less pain. Because that's the thing, once you hit like 300 pounds, life starts to get harder. Everything is harder. Getting up is harder, sitting down is harder, seeing your dick is harder, doing fun things with your dick is harder, driving is harder, fitting through doors is harder. But I got a lot of faith in him. And the person that called me from this gym was so kind, so polite, so nice, like really nice people. They used to working with surgical, people who just got released from physical therapy. The kindness that they have is not something that I'm used to. They're really nice people. So I'm happy. I'm very happy he agreed to it. I was expecting him to tell me, no, I'm not doing this, get out of here. He took it in stride. It's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to fix this on my own. Because when I had my quadricep tear, I thought I could just go back into working out on my own. And it took a few years before I was even walking properly. Like I was actually, my trainer could tell you that he said that I was presenting my ass like I was, he said that I was acting like someone who lives in Chelsea. Like, I'll give it that. Yeah, he was pointing out, you're presenting, instead of, having my I was having my pelvis rather than my pelvis. Compensations I was making because I didn't want to in my leg. So I told him, if me at 28 years old, when I was just just a few months earlier, I was able to deadlift 365, bench press 275, go running. If I needed help to fix my leg at 28 years old, and I needed to get professional help, because I remember when I went to do a sprint run, I went sprint running, and when I went sprint running, I smashed myself right into the pavement. And that's when I realized I need help. then he definitely needs help because he's 72. Because he was telling me, I know what I have to do, I just have to do it and all this stuff. It's like, when I was 28, I didn't even have surgery. I had one injury. You have like 7. You have screws, you have all this artificial shit, screws, whatever the fuck they put, whatever they do to you when they put fake knees in you. It's like, I have no idea. You know as much about working out as I do, and I would have no idea where to even start with all that stuff. So hopefully they can help me out. I am in Orland, Indiana, and I am heading back to Brooklyn, New York, to my shithole apartment in my shithole neighborhood in my lovely, lovely, beautiful city of New York. And here, there's someone above me on the road who is shooting water onto my screen. Did I just call it a screen? I just called my windshield the screen. Wow. I just went full millennial right there. I sent you a few emails at the store in the past. That probably went to customer service. You asked about job interviews and you asked, and I have relevant info. Do you get these or am I wasting my time emailing a black hole? 90% you're in a black hole because I don't remember you. But your name is me, myself, and I rather than a person, so I wouldn't really know who you are. I read those emails, I just don't reply to all of them. So Steve, Kevin, and Hi forward me all those emails, but I don't have time to respond to all of them. So I do skim them, and I do learn something from them. But I learn, and then I forget. So if you sent me an email 2 weeks ago, even if I read it and I learned something from it, by this point in time, I have completely forgotten what it is. It doesn't mean it was a waste. It just means that after reading it, 3,000 other emails came in and I forgot who you are. But I most likely skimmed it at the time. But yeah, my inbox right now is like 3,200 unread emails. Usually I'm sitting at 1,800. Now it's closer to like 3,800 because of I was spending time with my dad, and I just did not feel like reading work email while I'm talking to my dad. So I skim through it for names that look like names that are important names, and I read those, and then I leave the rest of them for later. How'd you hurt your leg? Funny story. So I was riding. I was walking. I was walking to the gym, and there was one of those delivery people, like those DoorDash people that go through red lights at full speed and don't look both ways before going through the light. And he smashed into me at about 25 or 30 miles an hour. He caused me a great bruise. It was a lot of pain. But then he cursed me out and threw the food that he was about to deliver in my face. And after he did that, in spite of my bruise, I chased him and I tossed him off of the bike. And in that sprint, while I was sprinting, I felt like there was warm fluid gushing through my leg. And that feeling of warm fluid gushing through my leg was my bruise turning into a full-fledged quadricep tear because I decided to knock him off of the bike because he threw something at me after hitting me because he went through a red light. And then that bruise turned into a full-fledged quadricep tear because I went sprinting right after getting smashed into at 30 miles an hour. So you may see me be flexible with some traffic laws, but if you see me going through a red light, you hear me on every single one of my bike videos. I look to my left, I look to my right, and when nobody is there, I go. If there's traffic, I don't just fucking go through it. And if there's a red and I don't look, then I ain't going. But they have this flagrant disregard for any safety. Like, again, there's like small things like you're going 72 miles an hour in a 70, whatever, stuff like that. But then there's, I'm going to go through a red light at 30 miles an hour on a 25 mile an hour road, and I'm not even going to look both ways to see if someone's there. And that happened to me a lot of times. That happened to me many times. And at this point, I just said, you know what? Fuck it. No, I'm not being terrorized by you goddamn DoorDash and Grubhub and Seamless people. If the light is green for me, I am walking through this fucking street. And I walk through the street, and the guy smashes right into me. And he was pissed at me because he was used to people stopping. It doesn't matter that the light is red for him and green for me. He expects that I am going to stop because he owns the road. Fuck you. I walked through, he smashes into me. And instead of saying, I apologize for going through a red light and speeding up and breaking the law and smashing into you. I apologize for not stopping as you're walking down the road while the light's green for you. I'm going to curse you out and throw my food at you. And at that point, there was really no stopping it. It didn't matter how much pain my leg was in. When he went to get back on that bike and keep going after he threw food in my face, I chased him, I knocked him off the fucking bike. I was about to do more, but I realized that that would probably lead to me being in a little cell, and that wouldn't be good for my business, because at the time that this happened, I was the only board repair person at my business. So if I go to prison, then there's nobody to fix boards, and there's no more Ross repair group. So I went back to the gym, and as I was walking to the gym, I felt a pain in my leg. And then I realized, oh, that's not warm liquid going through my leg. I just tore my quadricep. And the crazy thing about it is, if I had to redo that situation, knowing full well how painful the recovery was, the sad thing is I probably would do the exact same thing. You smashed into me while going through a red. You saw me, and you made eye contact with me, and you chose to not stop your bike at 30 miles an hour going through a red. And then when you hit me, instead of apologizing, you cursed me out and you threw food at me. No, there's no way I was gonna. I couldn't. There's no way. Walking away with "thank you, come again." I appreciate it, me, myself, and I. Thank you. Yeah, that sucked. I see a Chevy Silverado. Stay away from me, Silverado. Go away, Silverado. Go away, go away, go away. Pull him off before you have to chase him. I was kind of in shock. The entire way I handled that situation was horrible because I was in shock. That happens. Like, instead of reacting in the moment to what's actually happened to me, I waste time going, is this actually happening? Is this really happening? Am I in a dream? I disassociate myself, and that causes me to react way too late. But yeah, I lost my shit. I absolutely lost my shit. I know that if I didn't run and take him off of that bicycle and scare him, that I would regret that for the rest of my life. I would be thinking back to that day just going, man, you were such a bitch. And I know I could never live it. And I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if I didn't do that. Hit me with a fucking e-bike and then you throw food at me when you're going through a red and you know it. No, that wasn't happening. I didn't punch him. I pulled him off of the bike and then I pushed him to the floor. And then that was the moment at which I realized, okay, I have a fork in the road here. I could say that I'm dumb. I showed him and move on and work out and then go back to work, or I could do something that will escalate, that won't end immediately, that will get me put in prison. And I don't want to see the inside of a jail cell. Be like, as angry as I was in that moment, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to deal with, well, but he did this to me and I have no proof on camera. I'm not dealing with that. Like, no. And the thing is, I understand people who would go to jail over that, because, like, you can't do something like that. You just can't do something like that and expect to get away with it. But I also realize that whatever I do to him in that moment is not worth me going to jail. That was the closest I've been in my life to go. car leaves its left lane. If you get this car and you tell it in the settings to not stay in the passing lane, it does not care. It really doesn't care. Because here, it's not like there's a fast lane and a slow lane. There's just 2 lanes and there's nobody in front of me, so it doesn't really matter. This is a nice stretch of road. It looks nicer than your normal shitty highway. I-80 East in Fremont, Indiana. Tesla cars are so quiet they're going to make them artificially louder in Europe. What are you talking about? The interior cabin of this car is like 3 to 4 decibels above that of a real car. Probably 5 or 6 decibels above any car that's actually within the price range of it. Pay toll? I don't want to pay a toll. Don't make me. Fremont, Indiana. I'm really happy that my dad agreed to start going to the gym. That's the first step towards a much happier life. Like when you're younger, the difference between benching, 240 pounds and 270, that doesn't really make a giant difference in your quality of life. But once you're over 70 years old, if you're at a point where you're doing 0 exercise at all for a year or two, and then you start doing something, it makes a big difference. And the stuff it comes off somewhat quickly because you're going from literally doing nothing to doing something. Okay. Alright, where do we have a lane that I'm allowed to go in? I'm not trusting Autopilot to check the light lane. Fuck that. Hey, toll! Yay! Yay! Pay a toll. We're gonna pay a toll. Can't wait to pay a toll. I hate this game where you have to figure out you barely have any time to figure out what lane that you're gonna go into. You have to figure out close to the very end. This game is no fun. Okay, so this one's supposed to be the okay, I'd said this lane was the cash lane, but now it's saying the one to my left is the cash lane. Actually, never mind. It looks like this one's a cash lane too. Nope. Gotta go over here. Effing troll. Here we go. Alright. Cash lane, cash lane. Got my little ticket. Indiana. Indiana. I don't have an easy pass. Why don't you because it takes 7 to 14 days for it to be delivered. So I had 2 choices. I could delay my trip to see my dad by 2 weeks, which I have no interest in doing. Or I could take the trip to go see my dad and just go through this shitty toll process, and if I missed 1 or 2 of the lanes, come home to a $50 or $100 fine. I wanted to see my dad. I told my dad I was going to see him, and I didn't feel like saying, oh, sorry, I know you were expecting to see me now, but you'll see me 2 weeks from now. I have to wait for my easy pass. I don't think I'm that great a son. I don't think I'm a great kid. I don't think I've done right by my dad in every way. But like there are small things like that where even I can't do that. So there's this case in the early 2000s of a very elderly man driving his car, and he supposedly accidentally drove through a picnic where he hit 83 people, and I think 11 or 13 of them died. And when he went to court, he claimed that he had pedal error. So he said that he hit the wrong pedal in his car. However, there were people there that said that he was screaming expletives at the people as he was going through them. Does anybody remember that case? And if they do remember that case, or know the name of the person in that case, is pedal error a thing? Do people hit the wrong pedal? And if so, should that be an excuse for mowing down 13 people? I can imagine if you're about to get in an accident and you're thinking to yourself, oh crap, do I speed up to avoid it, or do I stop to try and not hit it? Like that I get. Like, you know, if you're going 50 miles an hour and someone goes in front of you and you're like, oh shit, like, can I get around it, or do I stop? Strategizing. But if you're going at like 0 mile, like, you know, 10 miles an hour, and then you just speed up and you go through a bunch of people. I remember reading about that. And there was this dispute because the guy said it was pedal error. He's dead now. The guy said it was pedal error, but there were people at the scene who said that he was cursing as he was going through the people. But was he cursing like, God damn it, car, why are you going when I'm telling you to stop? Or was he cursing in terms of, I hate these people in front of me that I'm mowing through? I feel a little bad for Tesla because there's probably a lot of user error that people blame Autopilot for. And Autopilot's an easy thing to blame because it's a crazy meme. Like you saw earlier, it's like, oh, switch into the right lane while going 70 miles an hour. Instead of staying in the left lane, which is clear, you're going to switch to the right lane where traffic is literally a standstill, totally stopped, and that there's nothing is possibly going to go wrong there. So, you know, I kind of get blaming Easy Pilot's a really easy thing to blame because Autopilot is in many ways a meme, an actual meme. We're in York, Indiana, by the way. Yeah, I think he was put in some sort of assisted living home rather than a prison, and then he died in it. I forget the guy's name. I imagine it comes up if you Google it. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Cash or credit or both?
Whatever one you
Oh,
want to do.
thank you so much.
7:40. Would you like receipt?
Yeah, if you could. In Florida, they require exact change in nickels, dimes, and quarters, so this is much appreciated.
Have a good one.
You have a nice day, man. Okay. Ready? Oh my god. That never gets old. The instant acceleration of this car never gets old. Every time I meet people from out of state, I do my best to try to try and make them smile so that when they see New York plates, they don't associate New York with cunt. It's just a little project. Whether it's the person at Subway or the toll booth operator or the person at Starbucks, I want them to not immediately associate New York accent and New York plates with cunt. And that's probably too large a project for one man, but I'm working on it. We go in front of that slow truck, and then we go to right. Dodge Ram has giant mirrors. I like that. Interesting. Okay. I cannot get out of passing lane here because he is speeding up. Okay, so we do this. Silverado, Silverado. Silver. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you wish your girlfriend were hot like me? Don't you wish this song weren't stuck in your head like me? Don't you? Welcome to Ohio, friends. We are leaving York, Indiana, and we are entering beautiful Ohio. There is a sign that says expect slow traffic. I didn't know I was entering Chicago. Interesting. The Tesla computer thinks that car to my left is a sedan. It did not gauge it as an SUV. Drug traffickers go to prison. Did you guys see that sign? Drug traffickers go to prison? ISL 9240s are hidden where nobody will find them. Inside the A-pillar of the car. Lots of drugs run on the 80-90 corridor from Chicago to Ohio. I loved Ohio. Why loved instead of loved? What changed? Show us in the doll where Ohio touched you. Okay, our speed limit's going down a little bit here, so I'm going to lower my acceleration. Prepare to stop. Toll. What? I just stopped for a toll. Are you serious? Another toll? No way. Oh, look, there's some food here. Arby's. That's not healthy. That doesn't sound healthy. Yeah, I'm not going to stop there. Something about the name Arby's just makes me think that everything they serve is going to turn me into a whale. That's some shit right there. What the hell is that on the road that makes that horrible noise? Oh my god. New York, is that you? New York roads have entered the chat? Oh. Whoa. Whoa. New York roads have entered the chat. We couldn't have gone more than 10 miles and there's another toll. LOL. New York roads and New York tolls have entered the chat. Oh, great. You have it right outside of arm's reach, you fuck. I got so close to the curb that my car beeped at me and I still had to put my head out the car to reach the damn toll. That is such a troll. That's the way of punishing you for not getting an easy pass, though. I get it. I get it. You gotta punish people for not getting an easy pass. I'd have an easy pass if it didn't take you 2 weeks to ship the damn thing. We live in an Amazon Prime era. An Amazon Prime time. It doesn't take 2 weeks to ship anything. Hell, store.rossmangroup.com with one dude shipping everything. One bro does better than that. Whoa, Autopilot. That's a little close to that sidewall there, my man. Do I trust you? That's... We are by, let's see, Toledo is 66 miles. I've never been to Toledo, Ohio. I should stop in Toledo at some point. By the way, everybody, thank you for accompanying me on this drive. I appreciate it. It's been fun having you all here. I mean that. Even the Karens. Do not pass. Nope. I want to go home. No pass. Oh, it says 130 people in this test. So this, I did something recently that I'm feeling a lot of guilt for. I joined Facebook. I have a Facebook account again. So something I've been telling you guys is I've been trying to find people to contribute to Repair.wiki, and that's part of what I wanted to use grant money for. Not the 501c4 with the GoFundMe, but this is something totally separate, where I received grant money to kind of do more of what I'm doing. And I thought that this was actually going to be a very simple thing. I thought what I would do is I would just announce that I want to pay people to provide solutions for repairs. It's like the way I've done on my videos. And I'd announce that, and that I want to pay people and that they would come. Or that if I reached out to a couple of people I knew, that I'd get people who were willing to give away solutions for money. And what I found is that nobody's willing to do that. Now, the way that I found Duke, who's on boards.rossmangroup.com, is he was by far the smartest person posting on this one board that I was looking at. And I stopped using it. I stopped, like, it was probably 4 months. I know it's going to sound arrogant. I don't care. Within 4 months, I knew more than 99% of that forum. Just because I was willing to stay up until 4 in the morning every single day and mess with shit to figure it out. But I noticed that he was posting stuff and he was helping a lot of people, and his solutions were top notch, and nobody paid him or offered him anything. Like, I remember paying him $300 for one solution, just to say, hey, thank you for putting this out there into the world. Here's $300. I really appreciate it. And he said, no, you're not going to pay me. So I sent it to his email address that he was using for the forum. And then at some point, when I decided to open my own forum, I said, you know, what you're providing a lot of great knowledge here. And he got burned out of using that medium. So once he got burned out, I said, would you be open to doing it for money? Maybe people would actually be more appreciative if they were paying for it. But I found him because I was involved in those groups. Now, I'm not on Facebook because of a number of reasons. The first is, since Trump and all that, Facebook, American politics is a mess, and Facebook is pretty much a place for people to argue about their political beliefs, which is not productive to doing work, and it takes up a lot of your time. You're not going to change the other person's mind. They're not going to change your mind, but you're going to spend 3 hours typing back and forth Whether you spend 2 hours in a day or over the course of a week or over the course of a month, whatever it is, you're wasting your time. You're completely wasting your time. You're not getting anything done. And I just didn't want to support Mark Zuckerberg. But Jessa brought up a good point, which is that a lot of these Facebook repair groups are where repair people hang out. So if you want to find people who are going to contribute to these projects, if you want to find someone who has a little snippet of information and you want to find where these people hang out, you need to be among them. You need to be in the communities. So I got banned from a couple of these a while back, but I have a new account, so it may not work. So I'm going to start trolling these groups and trying to find people that have quality information on board repair, and maybe I find a couple who are willing to post some content if I pay them for it. But yeah, I felt so dirty registering for a Facebook account. I did it in a private window. I did it in a private window using a different browser and a VPN. So I wore a condom. But still, they're going to know what I post. They know my name and they know that I do board repair. That's all I'm giving Facebook. Facebook gets to know my name. They get to know my name and that I do board repair, which pretty much everybody else knew anyway. Every time I use Facebook, I use a browser I use for nothing else, separate private window so they can't see any of what no cookies seeing what else I browse for or any of that shit, and VPN. All Mark Zuckerberg gets to know about me is that I do board repair. And that's pretty much what everybody else knows anyway. Yeah, Sonia, I joined that. I'm going to join a couple of others because I got to up my ante here. I got to up the ante and, I want to create something that matters. And to this point, I haven't really created something that matters. I actually have a talk scheduled with that same gentleman that gave me the grants for this about a ballot initiative. He's very libertarian, so he's not one of those people that's really open to doing stuff like that. So I opened up and I had a phone call with him, and it went like this. Feel free to say no. I really appreciate the 7-figure grant that you gave me towards this repair education project, for this general right to repair project. I really appreciate it. I know you've never met me, and I know that I'm about 2 or 3 months into a 3 to 5 year plan. How would you feel about giving me a few more million to do something that you're ideologically opposed to, even though you've never met me? That intro actually worked. I gave that intro, and he's like, you know what? Tell me about it. Maybe I'll go for it. Okay. So I have to present him on this because I didn't raise enough to do a ballot initiative. I raised enough to do lobbying in the States. And we're coming up with a lobbying plan where we're going to be hiring lobbyists in many of the states where right to repair has been presented. But I'm giving like one last crack at this ballot thing. I'm 99% certain ballot initiative ain't happening because I didn't raise anywhere near the amount of money. But I had to ask. I just had to ask the question. Hey, I know you're ideologically opposed to this and you barely know me and you've never met me in person. And you just gave me money to do something that I'm 2 or 3 months into doing. Would you like to give me a bunch more money to do something else entirely that you're ideologically opposed to? How do you feel about that? And I kind of opened with this line that invites you to tell me to go fuck myself, but I think it's somewhat disarming because at that point, I'm not hiding the ball. I'm not like trying to trick you. I'm not trying to slip it in. I'm not trying to have a conversation about sports that then where I want you to think it's about sports, but then I segue into something else. I just kind of, I just put it all on the table. And I did. I didn't get a no, I got a maybe. And maybe is actually worse than no, Aaron, because maybe, you can't do shit with maybe. Yes means, okay, we're gonna do it. No, okay, let's figure out why. But maybe doesn't really tell you shit. Maybe it clouds the waters. You gotta get a no. So I gotta try and figure out how to get a no. And the thing is, I'm probably going to get a no, but here's what I figure. If I get a yes, well then I get a yes. And if I get a no, I have a new negotiating experience. I have a new negotiating experience. Because I've went through a lot of vendors, and the thing is, so the firm told me that you can't just go to normal people. No offense to normal people or other shops. You need to find the O'Reilly Auto Parts, the AutoZone and all that. Our industry doesn't have a fucking AutoZone. Our industry is broke. Like 90% of the people doing this are people that just got fired from Walmart and the next day they open up a repair shop. And they're happy. They went from making $20,000 a year to making $40,000 a year. So to them, repair is the shit. Repair is amazing. Repair is great. And God bless them for doubling their salary. That is so cool that they doubled their salary. But a dude that went from making 20K to 40K, he's not funding a ballot initiative. And I used to be a supply company. I know exactly how shitty the profit margins are in that business. So does Kyle at iFixit. We had to talk about that too. So, as Gay Gordon Burns said, that's really the only way something like that is working is if you find a benevolent billionaire. And I actually found one. Hey, I watch your channel. I like what you're doing. What would you do if you had money? And I gave him some ideas. He wasn't really so open to anything regarding legislation, so he gave me this little slush fund. And I told him, honestly, I really appreciate this. I do, and I am going to do good things with this money. Good things will be done with this money. But you can't lobby with that money. Can I tell you the truth? I think my purpose here is to do what they did for automotive, for consumer electronics. Even if I'm well underfunded, I'm the dude to raise attention to this issue. I'm the dude to get people riled up about this issue. I'm the dude to go door to door in a state and get lots of people excited about this issue, and I'm the dude that can get it that will get it passed. But I need like $5 to $25 million bucks. I don't have that. Like, I could, if the opposition puts 50 million in and I put 5 million in, I believe that there's a chance I win. I put 4 million in and they put 100 million in, I still think I win. Under $1 million in, I don't even have enough to get in the door. I'm not even going to be able to afford the attorney that's going to be doing the drafting of everything and getting the signatures and all this other clerical shit that you need to do. What do you say? Now, his concern, and I think it's a valid concern, is by the way, look at what they spent on automotive right to repair. Look at that ballot initiative. Look at how much money got put into that. And now it's just automotive. Keep in mind, the automotive companies are way smaller than Apple, Google, Amazon. They're smaller. Look at the market cap of Ford and Toyota and General Motors. We're talking to Apple, Google, Microsoft, all the others. So his concern is unintended consequences to well-meaning legislation. So for instance, and I said, okay, I understand, I hear you. So one example of that, let's just see if we're on the same page, is what they did for in San Diego. So I forget which part of California this was. So they got rid of plastic bags. They cared about the environment. So the way they were going to prove that they cared about the environment, we're going to get rid of the plastic bags because plastic is bad for the environment. I agree. I've seen documentaries on what plastic does to the ocean. It doesn't degrade. It fucks with animals. It fucks with the environment. They wind up burning this shit in other countries. Plastic is no good. So they wanted to get rid of the plastic bags. And they did. They got rid of the plastic bags. But one thing to understand about some parts of California is where they have a high homeless population, what they like to do is they have these plastic bags that they put out in the parks. And the homeless people take those plastic bags and they take a shit in the plastic bag. After they take a shit in the plastic bag, they throw it away. Once they got rid of the plastic bags, they got rid of the plastic bags they put in the park. So the homeless people, rather than taking a shit in the bag and throwing it away, took shits on the street. A very well-meaning piece of legislation. They wanted to be good to the environment. And now you have a neighborhood where homeless people shit on the street because they don't have any way to throw it away. Well-meaning legislation, shit consequence. And he seems concerned about bad consequences of well-meaning legislation. So one thing I like to point to with this ballot thing is I want to hire the firm that actually wrote the automotive right to repair bill. So you have the bill last year, and then you have the bill in 2012. You have, if these people did something that for 9 years has not had unintended consequences. When it comes to automotive, you don't have companies saying we can't make cars anymore. You don't have companies saying our cars need to cost twice as much now because this bill passed. There haven't really been unintended consequences of the automotive legislation. So now what I need to do is I need to dig in and figure out tell me everything that you're uncomfortable with. I'm not going to try to convince you to say yes. I want to understand what it is you're uncomfortable with about this type of legislation potentially passing. And if what makes you uncomfortable is serious, then I'm not even going to ask you to contribute. At that point, I'll just tell you, you know what, you have a good point. I wouldn't give money to this either. But I want to know. I want to know every little piece. And I'm not going to criticize you for it. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to say, well, you should give to this. I'm not going to, Bernie Sanders you and say, fuck you for being a billionaire. I'm not going to say, fuck you, you billionaire, for being a billionaire. Billionaires shouldn't exist. Kill the rich or any of that. I will respectfully leave you alone. But I want to know what your concerns are, because maybe these are concerns that I should have when I do lobbying in other states. Maybe I have a blind spot when it comes to this bill, and I want to know what it is so that I can do better. I already did half of this pitch. I didn't get a no. I got a maybe. I got a maybe and a let's talk more later, which is honestly bordering on a no, because I really don't have a lot of time for this. Again, the deadline for this is like July 31st. So if I wanted to get moving, I'm already fairly behind the 8 ball. And I kind of wrote off the idea of doing a ballot initiative already because I didn't raise anywhere near enough money. So I'm already kind of in the mode of let me strategize with existing organizations regarding finding lobbyists that are recommended by the bill sponsors in these states. So I will ask the bill sponsors in these states who they recommend as a lobbyist, and then find those firms, and then have those firms do the lobbying in the states where there's a better chance of the bill passing. I did not raise anywhere near enough to do a ballot initiative, but I'm going to be a little shameless in the meantime. And if I know someone who's a multimillionaire or a billionaire, I'm knocking on their door. I'm making my sales pitch. I'm being shameless about it. If I'm shameless about it and I feel like I should take a shower at the end of the phone call, that's fine. But my method of sales is to go up to someone and say, hey, this sounds ridiculous. And if it sounds ridiculous and asinine to you and you think you can never do this, let me know and I will leave you alone. But hey, here's what I'm doing. Let me know what you think. And that kind of helps me not feel guilty or like taking a shower when I'm making a sales pitch. And I realize that chances are low, so what I do in my head is I mentally accept that there's a no. So this is called the blank slate. Jim Camp likes to talk about this. You can't think to yourself, so let's say you're leaving for the airport, right? Let's say you're leaving for the airport and you can't find your passport. What people do is they go, oh my God, I need to find my passport. Oh my God, I need to find my passport. Where's my passport? The plane leaves in an hour. And what they do is they lose their mind, and because they're so stressed, it changes their behavior. Now they're not in control of their behavior, so they actually don't find the passport. What they need to do is this. If I find my passport, I will take my trip. If I do not find my passport, I will stay home. I will alert the people that I was going to meet, and I will not be taking my trip. I will ask if we can reschedule, and I will also ask what I can do from home that we were going to plan on doing on the trip, and I will accept it. Once you do that, you're in control of your emotions, you're in control of yourself, and you'll be much better able to deal with the situation. You'll be much better capable of actually finding your passport because you're not stressed out. So here, in my head, I'm telling myself, do it. Let's have a conversation, and let's see if I learn anything. If I get something, I do. If I don't get something, whatever. It worked. But I don't like a maybe. We have no shame and zero money. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't want to be one of those people that seems like they only care about people for their money. I don't want to be one of the, because here's the thing. There's nothing shittier than when someone gets the sense that you have money and they start acting nice to you, and they start wanting to talk to you more, and they start wanting to be buddy-buddy, and then they want to know if you need any work from them, and then they start like just kind of inserting themselves into your life. That's gross, it's disgusting, and we've all been there. Even if you only make $20,000 a year, there's probably somebody that makes minus $20,000 a year that looks at you and goes, you're rich. You can make $10 an hour, and to somebody else out there, even at $10 an hour, you're rich. And it's a shitty feeling, and I hate it, and I hope people don't have to go through that shit because it really is aggravating and bothersome. And I don't want to be that person. It makes me sick. But at the same time, this is the country we live in. You got a lot of people worth billions of dollars, and you got millions of people that are worth shit whose voices get ignored because they have no money. So, I'm not the best salesman, but it's difficult to not get excited, because sometimes when I think about having this conversation, I get excited. What I do is, if I need to have a conversation like this and I can feel myself getting excited, I have to cancel it. I can't do it. I need to be just like blank. Completely stoic. No expectations. Zero expectations. Zero excitement. Zero, oh my God, if I say the right thing, then this happens. No. You have to pick 2 states that are small to medium business friendly and go with them. Much easier. You have to choose a state that's willing to enforce this in court when Apple and Microsoft and Google come knocking. Because someone has asked me, like, why don't you do a ballot initiative or something, I don't know, like Mississippi or something. Nothing against Mississippi. I'm not against Mississippi. It's just when Microsoft and Apple and Google and Facebook and Amazon and all these companies come knocking and pour millions of dollars into trying to get it overturned, I need a place that's going to say, we have the wherewithal to tell you to go fuck yourself. Are you excited or anxious? It can be both, but you have to think about what the root of anxiety is. The root of anxiety is, I want this to happen, or I hope this happens, and this is what actually happens. If you go into something with zero expectations, you can't have anxiety. If you want A to happen, and there's a possibility of B or C happening, then you have anxiety. But if you go into it with the idea, this is not, I'm going to win nothing from this. If you have zero expectations, it's a lot easier to have zero anxiety. But you have to have zero expectations. You go into it blank. You know, like MIB with his little red thing. But yeah, I mean, this has had me shitting bricks for a while now. Because like, if I screw something up, it's not just about right to repair not being moved forward. There's many things if I screw up. If I screw up, the first issue, and this is a big one, is right to repair becoming culture war bullshit, right? So for instance, take caring about the environment. I think that it's of everybody's best interest in the world that we care about the environment and we be better for the environment. Because people who advocate in favor of green initiatives in the environment are associated with culture war things, or they've said the wrong thing or done the wrong thing. You have shit like people saying, I want to use a plastic straw, not because I prefer it, but because I'm like owning the libs. Or like, for instance, I drive an electric car. Sometimes people will cut in front of me, and then they will do whatever the fuck they do with their diesel vehicle so that it unleashes a cloud of black smoke in front of me. To him, he thinks that he's owning the libs. I'm not even a fucking liberal, but he thinks he's doing that when he does that stupid shit. It's become a culture war thing. So if I do or say the wrong thing, I could turn right to repair into a culture war issue where people don't even care about repair anymore. They dislike it because it's associated with people they don't like, and then they just want to say fuck right to repair because I'm like owning the cons or owning the libs or owning the whoever the fuck it is. I could be responsible for right to repair not getting passed. I could turn right to repair into something that people actually hate even when it's in their best interest to like it. I could turn right to repair into something where or I could become the villain. Like, what if I screw up something that's so horrible that I miss something that's so horrible that I actually become like the person that's responsible for all the woes. You know, that's where my anxiety is. My anxiety is not with the conversations that I have with people in that like this. It's not like my anxiety is with screwing up on a grander scale than that. Lewis, where are you now? I'm in Archbold, Ohio, where there's a house once every 3 or 5 miles on what looks like farmland. This is an interesting place. Also, I got some aerodynamic shit here. I got a truck to my left and in front of me. I've lost my aerodynamicness. beautiful rural Ohio. I'm going to pronounce this wrong. I apologize ahead of time. Wauseon, Ohio. W-A-U-S-E-O-N. Wauseon? Wauseon? Wausen? It's weird that I have 145 miles of range, yet the car wants me to charge in 27 miles from here. It's kind of strange. By the way, if there are any Tesla stands in my chat, so there's a setting in Navigate on Autopilot, and I'm a little confused as to how it works. Where it tells you when it suggests lane changes for you, right? It suggests lane changes. Now, one of the settings here is lane change notification. Off, chime, vibrate, or both. And that setting is grayed out in the Navigate on Autopilot menu. I would like it for it to chime or vibrate or do something to let me know that it wants me to confirm a lane change. Because I don't want to have to look at the screen to figure out that it wants to lane change for me. I have to look at the screen, and then I see when I look at the screen that Tesla is prompting me for a lane change confirmation. I would like the car to make that noise, but that option is grayed out. And it's grayed out when the car is in park. It's also grayed out when the car is driving. Is that because it's a beta? Is there some other setting you need to do to ungray that setting? I Googled this and I couldn't figure out any information on it. Pillow Tap, I hope it did. That video is 4 years old. I remember that. Right to Repair is 91% legislation and 99% inspiration. That video is 4 years old. He's wearing a cheesy blue shirt. I remember that video. Also, the flatbed truck is going to cause phantom braking, so I'm ready. Stop first in the setting time gray. Well, it does that even when the car is in park. Turn on the car without the engine. I always turn on the car without the engine. There is no engine! Zoltan, where are you when I need you? That's what happens when you call someone a stan enough times. They stop caring about helping you. Be nice to people. You never know when you need them. There's more to prime a truckload more. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Is it considered left lane hogging if there's nobody in the left lane? Me either up at the cloud. Yeah, rebooting didn't work either. I think that's me being Elon's beta tester. Ah, shit. I always stay in the left lane when you go on long trips. You triggered so many people in this chat, man. I can see the Karens. Oh man, they're coming for you. <sighs> 21 minutes until I find out what kind of garbage snacks they have at this Tesla rest stop. It thinks my battery will be 34%. I'm actually going to change my battery from mileage to percentage because I want to see how close it is to being correct. Energy display. Okay, so my battery is 40% and it says when I get there it'll be 34%. I think when they calculate the supercharging that you're going to take, they take into account Tesla shrinkage. Also me passing people like crazy. Dennis, it's not a big deal in America. It's a big deal in YouTube chat. It really is. Like when I've driven, even when I'm in the right lane, I see people in the left, like one car. You'll see 5 or 6 or 8 cars in the left lane that all just stay there for 50 miles. The only people who I asked Steve about this because Steve's been driving for like 15 years. So I asked him, is this like a real thing or is this a YouTube chat thing? And he said 100% it's a YouTube chat thing. Yes, left lane equals fast lane. Wish I had the 360 camera here. Oh, he mad that I slowed down for the speed limit. I saw the look that person gave me out the window of the car. He's pissed. It's like, How dare you slow down for the work zone? Whatever, man. You guys can all get pulled over. I'm not getting pulled over on live stream. Fuck that. I'm not getting pulled over on live stream. So for those of you who are wondering, all those people like screaming past me, it says speed limit 50 over there. This is 60. So imagine how fast they're going to be blazing past me. And you're blazing past me for a work zone. It's one thing to like, you know, blaze past when you're in an empty road, wide lanes, middle of nowhere. But like you see a bunch of safety cones up ahead and like your first thought is, let me go as fast as humanly possible. Really? I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm a new driver, but I don't find that to be a smart thing to do. The thing about rules is there are times to break them and there are times not to break them. And there are rules that like are breakable versus not breakable. And it's like work zone, a bunch of red cones, have like lanes closed. That's when I'm not going to go 30 miles an hour over the speed limit. There are times to go over the speed limit where nobody probably cares. I imagine this is not one of them. I want a Trabant, JC. I need to learn how to drive a manual so that I could drive a Trabant. I can drive a manual bicycle. Like, if Doug DeMoro would give me the Trabant. I like the gas gauge on the Trabant. I want to go up to some really fancy New York club. Or no, one of those South Beach, Miami clubs where you have all the women peacocking outside that have had $200,000 of plastic surgery, and just go up to them. I want to ride up in my Trabant and go, "Hey girl, how's it going? Want to get dinner?" In my Trabant. That would be such... I just record the reaction. And then get out of my Trabant. And then go, oh yeah, I'm just parking my friend's car. And then just walk right over and get into my Lamborghini Aventador and just record the reaction. That would kind of be funny. That would be one of those videos that's retarded that gets 30 million views. I drive my... because South Beach was such a thirst trap. Like, Steve never looks at other women. Even before he was dating and this woman he's currently married to, he never looked. Like, other dudes would be like, wow, look at that. And he never did any of that shit, ever. And we were walking in the parking lot with Steve and his wife and me, Erica and I, and these two thirst traps walked by. He, for the first time in 8 years that I've known him, completely rubbernecked. And he's like, oh, but... And then, like, he stopped, and then as soon as I saw it, I punched him in the side of the arms, hoping that I'd do it, hoping that he'd stop before Viniera and Erica saw what was going on. And then he just starts laughing. And he told me later, he's like, you know, my dick just looked at my brain and just gave it a giant fucking uppercut. Like, nice try, mofo, you're not ignoring this. There's so many thirst traps in in South Beach, Florida. I mean, South Beach, Miami. And it would just kind of be fun to have my little Trabant just go up to one and say, hey, how are you? You want to catch some dinner? And then, like, yeah. And then just walk out of the car and go, oh, yeah, I'm just parking this for a friend. And then walk into my Lamborghini Aventador in front of it. And then to see the look on the face. I think that would make a good video. But it's one of the, it would be such clickbaity shit. I'd feel dirty after I did it. But I think it would be fun. I think it would actually be worth renting a Lamborghini Aventador and a Trabant for the day to do that video. Like, what, I should have a dirty, kind of nasty looking jacket on, and I take it off as I leave the Trabant to park it, and then you can see that I'm in some fancy $500 or $1,000 suit as I get into my Aventador. I'm probably not, I don't even know how to pronounce Aventador. I don't even know how to pronounce the name of that car. Aventador? Aventator? Who? Whatever the fuck. I don't know how to pronounce any Lamborghini shit because it's not like I'm ever going to own it anyway, so knowing how to pronounce it is useless to me, but you get the idea of the video. I kind of think that would be fun. That would be fun. So many cones. I feel like I'm at an amusement park. What'll be fun is you reviewing this after buying an Aventador. I want to buy an Aventador and fill it with 87 octane gas. I think that would be fun. Sonia, you gotta watch Doug DeMoro's video on Trabant. He got so much shit in the comments and on Reddit. He got a lot of crap from a lot of people, but it doesn't make it any less funny. I am in beautiful Swanton, Ohio. This is Swanton, Ohio. Buy a Trabant, not an Aventador. Damn, that's some nice tailgating. That Silverado is yeah. That's the war of the Silverados over there. I think one of them is actually bigger than the other. I want a smart car, but that's because I would paint it or wrap it, like those little Tykes toys for kids. Hi, do you have your license yet? Hi, if you ever want to learn how to drive, you can... I'm more than happy to teach you. I'll pick you up, hi. Okay. It'll be great fun driving together. You in the passenger seat, me doing 150 miles an hour on the New Jersey Turnpike, me tossing you in the passenger seat the moment I get pulled over. I had a friend of mine from Albania, and he was in Arkansas, and he was driving, and he was going on, I think the speed limit was like 60 or 65, and he was going about 130, and he gets pulled over, and he goes, oh, officer, is all big misunderstanding. In my country, we add them. So left side of road plus right side, 60 plus 60, 120. The guy, he managed to deliver it in a way where the officer actually laughed and let him go with a warning instead of a ticket. That guy's a 10 time, I'll give it to him. He's a better salesman than I am. He's a better salesman than I am. He was a fucking kick-ass salesman in real life. I couldn't pull that off. I'd get arrested if I tried that shit. Probably because my Albanian accent is not nearly as good. Nicholas, I'm going to say something that's going to trigger you and everybody else in this chat. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to be made mad? Okay, good. Manual transmission is a skill set that is dying because it is becoming irrelevant. It's becoming irrelevant. Like, for my bike, I actually found it really, really fun. Whew. Saw that just in time. I found it really, really fun because in order for me to keep up with cars with only 2,000 watts of power, I'd have to know exactly when to switch gears, exactly when to go into this gear, so that my little 2,000 watt piece of shit would allow me to keep up with cars in the road with my little 2,000, with my 1,000 watt motor I was putting 2,000 watts through. Well, like, virtually every car that's available has an automatic transmission. Like, you have to go looking to find a car with a manual. And once you go to electric, a lot of these electric cars, it's literally one gear. Like, there is no such thing as a transmission. I get the fun of it. It's honestly, it's a sport. There's a sport to it. Again, this is not even a car. This is just with my bike. To be able to keep up with cars in the road, I need to make sure that my 0 to 16 time is on point, my 16 to 20 time is on point, my 20 to 25 time is on point, my 25 to 29, my 30 to 35. I need to make those gear switches at just the right time so that I don't get honked at. And it's fun. It's like a video game. It is some fun to the video game aspect of it. But do you need that to drive a modern car? Not really. And as the transition gets made to electric cars from internal combustion engine cars, you don't even have gears anymore. You don't have a transmission. It's just like, don't get me wrong, it's fun. It's cool. But like, the idea that you need to know how to drive manual or you don't know how to drive, I mean, that's just people measuring their penis. I'm sorry, but it's measuring your penis. And a lot of people need to measure their penis to feel good, and so everybody measures their penis to some extent, but it's penis measuring at this point.
In 1 mile, take exit 59 on the right onto US 20 toward Interstate 475, US 23.
The thing is, there's a lot to owning a car that's very similar to owning a penis. The desire to play with it, the desire to measure it, the desire to compare it to those of your surrounding neighbors, using it to attract a mate. Well, there's a lot about the penis that is similar to the motor vehicle. But the problem is that some of the measuring portions of it are different than knowing how to use it. But you can take many things that apply to the penis and apply it to the motor vehicle, and it's accurate. But when I hear that, like, you are incapable of driving or you don't know how to drive unless you drive a manual,
now take
that's the penis.
59 on the right.
That's the penis talking.
In 1,000 feet,
Or the
stay
penis waving
straight
instinct
to take
talking.
the US 20 east ramp toward Interstate 475, US 23. Now stay straight to take the US 20 east ramp.
What? Oh. What? Let's see if it. Let's see. How confusing.
Keep
Oh
right
god.
to take
Yeah.
US
No,
20
screw that.
east toward Interstate 475.
You wanted to crash
US
right into that
23.
barrier, didn't you, you little shit? No, I'm not giving you the satisfaction, you fuck. Hello. How are you?
Okay. $5.
There you go. There's beautiful scenery through here. Crickets. Crickets.
One receipt.
No thanks. Thank you so much. You have a good day. You know, there was no getting her to smile. Not even the slightest. I did my best, but not even close. That was not happening.
Now keep right to take US 20 East.
That was a Medusa. That was a complete Medusa. I didn't give it a hey everyone, hey everybody, how's it going? I'm gonna pull up there next time and go, hey everybody, how's it going? Again, this is dick waving. Just admit you're a novice driver. It's okay. Blah blah blah. Like, listen, I already said that. The problem here is the idea that you can't drive. You can't drive unless you know how to drive a manual. And what I'm saying is that skill set is fundamentally not something that's required at this point in time to be a driver. Now, maybe this offends people that are used to it or that like it, and I understand all that. But like when someone says you can't drive unless you can drive a manual, in my opinion, that's dick waving. That's not reality. And like when you say just admit that you're a novice, I already said I'm a novice. See, what you're doing there is also that's another form of dick waving. So I've already established my level of experience, but you feel the need to reestablish that level of experience as a means of comparing your penis size to mine through your car. So you're kind of proving my point there.
In 500 feet, turn left onto Holland Road.
I don't want to turn left on Holland Road. I want to park here for a moment because there's something I want to see. And what I want to see is something that I can't have on screen over here. So we are going to put this on pause, and I will be back to you all shortly. Remember to measure your... Some emergency business I needed to attend to, and Speaking of penis size and measuring penises, there was some business I had to attend to, and I could not risk the rest stops in the area being closed, and I thought it would be poor taste to include that on camera, so I didn't. That business has been taken care of, and we're done. Whew. That was something. That was actually a very close one. That was a very close one. But yeah, I get what people find fun about a manual. It's the same thing that I found fun about using a mid-drive bicycle instead of a hub. A hub is no fun. It's like one gear for everything. Shit. Oh, that's lame. There's people inside eating, and they say that they close at 10 p.m. So you close at 10. It's not 10 yet. There's people inside. Ah, well. All right. I go to taco hell. This is one thing that kind of sucks about being outside of New York City, is this general feel that nobody wants your money. Like, for most restaurants that I've gone to outside of New York City, repair shops you go to, virtually anything. Like, you have a lot of businesses that don't pick up their phone in the middle of the day. You have places that close half an hour or 40 minutes early. You walk in and it takes like 5 or 10 minutes for someone to get to you. That shit doesn't work in New York City. Because if you do that stuff in New York City, you're out of business, because in order to pay your rent, you need to take every single last dollar that comes to you. But this thing where, I don't know, this thing where it's like you get to close a half hour early, that shit just doesn't happen in New York City. You know, like, they need every last dollar, every last dime. Hell, if someone comes by 5 minutes late, they take it open. It's just kind of a different mentality, and I suppose it comes with all, you know, what you get for that mentality is you get a lot more stress. You get a much more stressful lifestyle. So you take the good with the bad. But it's definitely one of the things I put in the pluses about New York City, and it's something the more I travel the country, the more I realize that there's this kind of standard for work that just fundamentally doesn't seem to exist in most areas I go to outside of New York City. Alright, so I'm gonna regret this shit later. I am going to regret this shit so bad. I am sorry, colon. I'm sorry, intestines. I'm sorry, asshole. But Chipotle was closed, man. Alright, I'm going in, folks. I'm going in. Oh, this is gonna be something fucking crazy. This is gonna suck. Oh, no shit. They're closed too. Another one. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so they closed 20 minutes early too. Okay, that's kind of lame. 2 in a row. Let's see if the side door is closed too. Check that. Dine in, open. Oh, here we go. I fooled you. Look at that. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm alright.
What can I get for you?
I have a strange question, and I apologize for being
Oh, you're
difficult.
good.
What's the closest thing you have to a healthy burrito?
Healthy burrito.
The closest. Not, I know it's a tough one.
I can do like a black bean burrito, like a burrito supreme with sour cream, lettuce, tomato, cheese, and black bean.
I take a burrito supreme, but let's say beef and no sour cream.
Beef and no sour cream.
Yeah.
Then you wanted the regular refried beans on there?
Black beans.
Black beans already.
The less frying, the better. Thank you so much, man.
And you said no sour?
Yeah, no sour cream. Yes.
And then did you want the beef on there?
Yeah,
Okay. Easy enough. Anything else for you?
that's it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. And can I get a name for the order?
Lewis, is it possible to get one for two? Just one for now, one for here, one to go?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You want both of them the same?
Yeah. So do you have steak instead of beef? I'm sorry, I'm being a royal
Oh,
pain in the
you're
ass.
good. You're good. You'd be surprised. The DoorDashes we get, they're crazy. Much crazier than this.
A lot of people think that they're going to a 5-star restaurant when they go to a Taco Bell and they
Absolutely.
expect that for $3. It's unreasonable.
We do our best, I will tell you that.
I can tell.
Alrighty, it's gonna be $9.18 for you.
All right.
Alrighty, there's that for you. It'll be out in just a few.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure thing. Actually, if you would be great help if you would fill out that survey on the receipt for us.
Sure.
It's somewhere, I think it's right, maybe at the bottom.
Okay.
I think you just go on your phone and fill it out, and that would be awesome.
I will fill it out for
I
you.
appreciate it.
Hopefully they give you some more money. All right. Oh, the nice lady. Okay, how do I fill out this survey? I got a survey I gotta fill out on my receipt. And she earned it because she put up with me being a shitty customer. So I'm gonna fill out this survey on this receipt and give her 5 stars. And I'll be right back.